The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Gets past one man.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first two plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well. 2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On play action, McCarthy. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
They'll run on first down. Dorsey. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle, but give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Throwing is McCarthy. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
Go! 19.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. So he stopped for no gain. And that'll set up 2nd and goal. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. And they'll run again. And I don't think he got in. He did not. They mark him short of the goal line. No gain on the play. And what to do now on 4th and goal? Decision time. Opening drive here. What would you do?
There is no decision for me. I'm the visitor. I'm on the road. I've moved the ball downfield. I've got momentum. I'm going for it right here. Look at that play sheet. Pick out your best play.
And even if you don't get it, then your defense is going to have a really good situation on the other side.
Exactly. And in fact, though, I'm not even telling my defense to get ready. I'm telling them to get ready to celebrate because we're going to score.
Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game.
Will Riker is the kickoff for the Vikings.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
20-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. To throw, it's Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. Now, they've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
Theories abound. People have opinions. But too often for this team this season, it's been the big play that's done them in.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Gilmore. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
To throw, Williams. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
This is fielded at the 27. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
At their own 47-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
To the air with McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 40 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Right back to him on first down. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll keep it on the ground. Dorsey. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Looking to throw McCarthy. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. 6-0 our score after 1. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And the first play will be a field goal try. And this a 39-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll be in search of their initial points of the contest, trailing 9-0 as they begin with a first down. They'll fake the give. Now Williams. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
2nd down and 8. Up the middle they go. Gilmore trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Third and 8. Here's Williams. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. A huge play there for Chicago. 45 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Throwing is Williams. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became third and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
So here's a 3rd and 14.
Yes, 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 yes.
To the air, Williams. And that is incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
A 38-yard attempt.
And his kick here is good. And they are on the board. It's now 9-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And they nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Off the bootleg, here's McCarthy. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. That is caught. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Here's McCarthy. Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it's 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Okay, ready?
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 7.
Ready? Go!
Now McCarthy. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. McCarthy. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
9 yards.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy. This is caught. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
They'll try to run this one in. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Vikings are able to extend their lead. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13.
Bears 3. Will Riker,
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
We got Hornets! 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 Hornets!
They'll keep it on the ground. Gilmore. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
Hornets up! Cat! Yeah.
Looking to throw is Williams. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number one. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch first, watch first.
Back to throw. Williams. Pass complete right side to Bowers. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
I got him.
Operating from the gun, Williams. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Back to throw again. And that's incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. McCarthy. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. Dorsey And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more. But I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
The first play of the second half, a big success, over 30 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Back to throw now on first down. That went out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
On first down, Dorsey. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Here we go, set.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Operating from the gun, McCarthy. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And able to get this to the 31.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On play action, now McCarthy. Now he's going to step up and run. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for it first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 1. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because They handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That is caught by Laporta. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Now they'll run on the ball. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Dorsey. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Third and goal, McCarthy. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
2nd and 2 at the 11-yard line.
Ready, set up!
Back to throw. Williams. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
At the 6-yard line.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Had the option to hand that one off or run it himself, but instead, a really easy quick pass.
I like the way they made a decisive decision and got it right to the receiver. One move later, he's in the end zone.
And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it, because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius, as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Ready, set.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Williams loses the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point of the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Here we go, Shaq.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. DeAndre Swift, 27 yards. And the Vikings are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Bears 3. Will Riker to kick off.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
What is that?
They'll keep it on the ground. Gilmore. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 46 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
What is it up?
On play action, here's Williams. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
What is it up?
Up the middle they go. Gilmore. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing, because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Vikings are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
The Vikings on third down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd and 7. To the air with McCarthy. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. No gain on the play there, second down.
At the 20-yard line.
Ready to go!
They'll keep it on the ground. Gilmore. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. To throw, it's Williams. And he fires one, but incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. That's taken it around the 40. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season. Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
3rd and 5.
Go street. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. Ready?
Now a handoff up the middle. Dorsey. And he will have a Vikings first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys,
Keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
93 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Dorsey. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Second and 5.
Ready? Check smash. Check Viking 18.
Up the middle they go. Dorsey. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Here we go. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
And they will take a knee here.
Set. Cowboy 80.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Vikings, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the problems just get worse and worse as they fall to 2-9 now on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.